Buckle up, fellow adventurers. We're heading back to Pandora. That's right, the wait for Avatar 2: The Way of Water has finally come to an end. And to say it lightly, it's going to be well worth the wait. There's so many secrets surrounding the making of this massive blockbuster, so hold your breath. We're diving deep into it. Number 1. James Cameron was determined in making a splash return to the cinemas, so much so that he was having his cast take dunks in a giant pool for days on end. His realistic approach to shooting in the specific environment led designers to construct a massive 900,000-gallon water tank for the actors to basically live in. James would sit and direct his actors from above, and Kate Winslet would simply hold her breath till the take was done. We quite literally mean that, but we'll get more into that a little later. For now, let's just stay a little jealous over the paid pool days the cast got during principal photography. Number 2. Now, you might be thinking, filming in a giant water tank is cool and all, but how'd they do the incredible motion capture work down there? Well, the answer is simple. James Cameron and a whole lot of money and time. We're already aware of this creativity and dedication to every film project, but he literally developed new motion capture technology to use in the water. All it took was a little brain power and a ton of ping pong balls. This tech allowed visual effects editors to more realistically depict the way water interacts with the characters' bodies, but sometimes the process became a little painstaking. According to Cameron, scuba bubbles would create too much noise in our performance capture system, so no matter how long the scene took, if it took 2, 3, 4 minutes to shoot, everybody was holding their breath. Number 3. So if you've held your breath up until this point, congrats. That's much longer than we ever could, but you're not much of a record breaker, considering Kate Winslet holds the breath-holding title for a whopping 7 minutes and 30 seconds. She was very proud of her accomplishment, and having trained for months with Navy SEALs on the technique, it looks like she got the hang of it.
I learned how to breath hold and held my breath for 7 minutes, which is completely true, and I'm very proud of that.
Tom Cruise may need to take a few pointers from her, and a few from Sigourney Weaver too. That's right, at 72 years of age, Weaver was able to hold her breath for just over 6 minutes. Both of these actresses really deserve a breather after the film's finished shooting. Number 4. The Titanic film mastermind decided to ditch the old ship tech and bring on a couple new ones. And being that this is Cameron's film, they had to create them both on a massive scale. With the sneak peek at the Matador and Picador, we can surmise that they are just cooler versions of submarines and boats. Number 5. Dipping a camera underwater, or any other electronic, is probably not the best idea. And with that in mind, cinematographer and camera inventor Powell Actel needed to whip up a camera to do the job right. Actel just decided to upgrade his camera to shoot 6K footage at a distance of 20 feet. This way, filmmakers can get the quality they want, without risk of damage to the equipment. Number 6. Acting underwater is difficult enough, but can you imagine dancing underwater? Yeah, we couldn't, and it looked like the rest of the cast opted out of this venture, because James went ahead and hired trained aquatic dancers to perform the underwater numbers. Number 7. The cast and crew of the Avatar franchise really grew close and became attached to the characters, specifically for Zoe Saldana, who played the fierce Neytiri of Pandora. She has become so invested in her character that she got very emotional after a special preview of Avatar 2. By just watching a mere 20 minutes of the film, Zoe cried and cheered for her character's journey.
I was speechless. I was moved to tears.
If this preview made her feel this way, can you imagine how the theaters will be after watching the entire thing? A tissue box with the purchase of every movie ticket would be a big plus. Number 8. Director James Cameron has a plan, and this complex plan involves at least 3 more sequels. We haven't even watched the second one. However, it seems he just can't wait to make them. With the comments we've heard by the actors of the movie, they seem to be all exhausted from shooting 2 movies at a time.
I just sit here at my desk and I cry all day long.
There's no solid news as to when they will be filming the others, but we can imagine it will be soon. Cameron knows the pressures of making sequels, but with the innovations he's made to make the film perfect, we can expect he knows what he's doing, as much of the hard work that is put in means more magic for the audiences, so we guess it's a win-win for both parties. Number 9. Enough about our praises for the great James Cameron. Let's get the cast take on their boss. No bias, of course.
Jim He's a very loyal man, and he keeps the same people on board.
But all that aside, we can't imagine why they'd work with him for so long and show so much praise for his work if they didn't like working with him. Plus, they're already at the point of nicknames in their friendship with him, which means they're basically family now.
Jim trusts the people that he surrounds us with, and we all trust in him.
Number 10. A successful sequel must take the best from the first and add brand new aspects. And well, James looks to be pretty well versed in audience expectations and won't fail to impress. Since he had such a long time to plan out the franchise, he decided to do a little research in the ocean. This made some pretty big headlines back in the day, and he really credits the success of those voyages as huge inspirations for the ocean environment of Avatar 2. Number 11. It's been over 10 years since Avatar hit the silver screens. The multi-billion-dollar film united some of the finest actors of their generations. With Cameron bringing back the original cast and characters, it seems very surreal to everyone on set. Like Zoe being attached to her character, so was every one of the actors.
She's my favorite. I've gotten to be able to live in her skin.
They not only loved their newfound family, but they also really wanted to get going on another James Cameron spectacle. Number 12. We now know that the planning of the Avatar franchise started being planned as far back as 2012, but what took so long? Some can say that James's ocean excursions were to blame. As we learn more and more about the scale of the production in general, it looks like James took a decade-long hiatus to play the right moves. Number 13. Secrets are no fun, unless you're Sam Worthington, who really thinks they're amusing. No, he's not rubbing it in our faces. He's actually keeping the secrets safe for our own enjoyment.
I like the surprise of it. I like that we've been very secretive for the last 15 years.
And while some of the cast knows the inner workings of the story, they too just want us to enjoy a fresh new take. Number 14. The family is all united and stronger than ever. With a few hints at the upcoming plot, James had just a taste to give us.
They have family bonds. They teach each other. They have taught culture.
As this sequel will take place 15 years after the original, Sully has created a family and protected it for a very long time. And with the original enemies making a return invasion of Pandora, this one's going to be all about surviving as a family. Number 15. When cinema lovers think of family, who else comes to mind more than Vin Diesel? Aside from any Pandora family barbecues, Vin was announced to be in the film. Well, maybe not officially announced, but after meeting a few times with Cameron, Diesel had this to say. I have spent time with him, but I have not filmed yet. I love James Cameron and I love the series. I think it's safe to say that we will be working together. James Cameron is a revolutionary director and seems to hold one simple motto. If you can't do it all, don't do it at all. We've been patiently waiting for the next step in the journey of Pandora, and the cast all assures us it will deliver. So, what environment do you think James will pick next for Avatar 3? Let us know in the comments.